Hello, Pranam, Namaskar. How are you all? You are listening to PragunTatwa, my green podcast, and I'm your host, Panchtat girl, एक सोच एक आवाज जो कि है एक बार फिर से आपके साथ. So when PragunTatwa talks about conscious and sustainable living, इस पॉडकास्ट पर जब हम इको फ्रेंडली लिविंग की बातें करते हैं, it means activities and things that are not harmful to the environment. And along with practices, it even applies to our food. Yes, what we eat, what we consume. So यहाँ पर एक term काफी सुनने में आती है, that is natural foods and organic foods. And natural foods are often assumed to be foods that are minimally processed and do not contain any antibiotics or artificial flavors. So today, I thought of talking about natural farming and products derived from it and how someone can look forward to it. And for this, today I have on my show Puspanjalee. Well, listeners, Puspanjalee Das Datta is a geography turned writer and a writing coach. She teaches SEO writing and organic Facebook marketing for authors. She has co-authored 4 geography books, Geography of Assam being the latest. She's also published in Your Story, Better Marketing, Goya Journal, Women's Web, Parentus, Assam Tribune, and several digital magazines. You can read more of her work on her site www.puspanjalee.com. So today, apart from all this digital and social gyan and information, Puspanjalee is among us on my show to share her eco-friendly side. Hi Puspanjalee, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, and it's so nice to have you on PragunTatwa, my green podcast. I'm so happy to have you here.
Yes, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
First of all, congratulations for your latest academic book.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, listeners, to begin our talk today, let me tell you the first time I spoke to Puspanjalee, the one thing which kept me curious for long was the fact where she mentioned and shared to me that she uses and grows products and vegetables from natural farming. I'm still in awe with this fact. So, Puspanjalee, I'm really curious to know more about your journey towards natural farming and how it all started.
Okay, so to be honest, I didn't start natural farming. It's my way of life.
Wow.
I am an Assamese. I am born and brought up in Assam. And if you know that Assamese cuisine, it is like it's entwined with the nature. Okay,
Wow.
if you go to Assam, every household it will have a courtyard, it will have a kitchen garden, it will have a farm for paddy cultivation and everything. It will have a patch of bamboo groups. Okay,
Wow.
so like everything in rural households in Assam, we use eco-friendly products like bamboo and cane for our fences, for our houses. And the typical Assam Assam type houses, it will consist of things like ikora. It's a kind of a grass. Okay, and then we will use hay or straw for the roof and everything. Like it's a type of a house that is entirely made of bamboos and canes and hay and straw. Okay, wow. So that natural living is a way of life for us. It's not something is that when I went to Delhi for my studies, and my friends tell that, oh no, I have to keep myself refrain from refined food or like maida or like gluten and everything. And I was like, are you kidding? I have not even think of those things that I have to refrain from them, because like we don't use them at all.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
We have our, like a puri, we do have our rotis and things, but it's not like we are rice-eating people, and our cuisine, our life is like it's totally a part of the nature. Okay, so
Nice.
everything it comes from either kitchen garden or like, yes, there are commercial cultivations. I would not tell that yes, Assam is totally free of chemical and all these things, but yes, for normal people, we are like, we grow our food ourselves and we eat it. Okay,
Nice.
so this is a thing that I have practiced throughout my life, the natural living. And our cuisine is like that. We eat more and more herbs and greens. All our fish curry, all our, like, we also eat our meat with vegetables. So that is something I have acquired. And when someone says that, hey, I need to lose weight and I will not eat ice cream and everything, I was like, oh my God, why are these people? I don't eat it anyway. Like, it's a kind of a thing. Yes, I would definitely eat ice cream, but I would not think about the calories and the process and everything, because see, that is just a small part of my diet. Okay,
right.
Ice cream and every processed food, because 99% of the food that I consume or I use in my daily life, it's all totally natural.
Right.
It's all totally natural. So I would not say that I have started the journey. That is how I was born and brought up. So natural living is my living only. So in during this age, because my son he loves to eat KFC and pizzas and everything. Yes,
right.
we indulge them in those food, but still because kids by nature they love to eat such foods, right? Okay, I cannot force him to eat rice every time. Like every morning, I can force him to eat rice and curries and everything. But what I do, we have a small kitchen garden where we live, and he is actually involved in everything, from germings and seed pottings and everything. So he knows that yes, this food comes from that. And when we cook those vegetables, when we put those dishes in front of him, naturally he will get tendency that yes, this is the food that I have grown, so I have to eat.
Nice. Wow. This is lovely to know. So I must say, Puspanjalee, your chehre ka glow and everything is from the natural products, I must say. No, seriously,
yes.
But yeah. Wow, this is really good to know. So tell me, when we talk about natural farming, the way you told me that you even have taught your child, like he's learning from what you do. So I would like to know from you, what is the difference between natural and organic food? Because organic bhi aajkal bahut sunne mein aata hai. So what exactly is the difference, which you can tell me about the difference about organic and natural?
See, I'm not an expert in organic farming or natural farming, but what I have seen is that organic farming, they will use some kind of fertilizers there in that cultivation. But natural farming is that what for our kitchen garden, what we do, all the peels, vegetable peels or the discarded items, will go to a bin there. Okay, then with our soil, and then we will just plant our vegetable trees and everything. Okay, so that is some natural farming where we don't use any kind of fertilizer. Be it organic or non-organic, you have to use some kind of fertilizer. It can be organic fertilizer, but it's still a fertilizer. Right. So natural farming, we grow it naturally. Like we don't manipulate the plants that we have to grow more and more brinjals, or we'd like to grow some more and more teasel gourds, and we don't do that.
Okay.
We clear the patches free of any kind of worm or something, because the worms are also necessary for the soil, right?
Absolutely.
So, husband, he is he has a green thumb, right? I don't do anything. He grows, so he has a green thumb, and everything that he plants, it will bloom into a great harvest for us. Okay, so what he does, for what I have seen, because he comes from a place where agriculture is a way of living. Okay, he's
Right.
like my mother-in-law. She still grows her own paddy. She still grows her own lentils, and like
Wow.
the wick for the like diya, and it comes from our own cotton.
Okay,
So
that cotton ka bati jo hota hai, which we will be using for diya. Right. Right. Okay. Acha.
he has that knowledge, natural knowledge, because he has seen it from his
Childhood.
own childhood, right?
Yes.
Because
Right.
I was born and brought up in a city, so I don't have
Mhm.
that much of knowledge. What I know, that I know how can you cook without losing its natural ingredients and like natural properties.
Mm-hmm.
So we are a like match made in heaven, food heaven. So one grows food and one cooks. So that's our history. So what he does, he will occasionally take the spade and he will just like जो होता है ना soil इसको he will just scramble it and he will just add water. He will water regularly.
Okay.
And that is what only we do. We don't tamper with anything.
Okay.
It grows
Okay.
naturally. It grows naturally. Normally, there will be worm inside the brinjals and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a part of the natural harvest.
They are part
right?
of nature. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we will discard those part. We will put it in the bin, that peels bin, and we will occasionally mix it with the soil itself. So that is what we practice personally.
Okay.
We don't have much like. I think this patch is really small. It's just in front of a house. So, but still, it will give us occasional vegetables regularly.
Right. Nice to know. Even if it is small, I'm sure that it can provide you with your daily requirements.
Yes,
And
yes.
good to know he has a green thumb and you love to eat. So seriously, it's a match made in heaven. So this is nice to know. We will come to this reference of your husband after a while. Before that, I would just like to know that I have read Puspanjalee is a mommy who hits the road often with her kid to explore unexplored places and food. So this tells me that you love to eat, as you said that you are a foodie, and you love traveling also, right? So tell me, when we are talking about this conscious living, can you share some conscious travel tips, especially with kids, like some what you have experienced or what you have faced or what you have tried with your kid whenever you are traveling?
Okay. In this case, I'm actually blessed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So because my husband is wildlife biologist and he has to travel like all over the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Right. So both my kid and I will accompany him.
Uh-huh.
And before the corona pandemic, we will accompany him. We'll go with him, and what I do, I carry everything with me, from the vegetables to knives and things. And
wow.
whenever like we have a small cooker, okay, because stay at Forest IBs inspection bungalows.
Right,
okay?
right.
We stay at IBs and we have that luxury because IBs are not full at any given point of time.
Right.
The staff there will be very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And to our own amazement, all the IBs, they have like kitchen gardens. They will also grow vegetables.
Nice.
And chicken and fish that is cooked there. It will be country chicken, not broiler or any kind of like processed food, meat.
Okay.
They are situated in remote areas, right inside the jungle.
Bilkul.
So you don't have to rely on the nature itself. But still, I will carry like potatoes or rice and dal and a small pressure cooker where I can just make an instant khichdi or something like that.
Right.
And for the travel, because we travel by road most of the time. When we travel outside Assam, I don't bother about those things because these are the cheat days for me.
Okay.
I will eat what anyone else is eating.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I can, because it's not possible to follow those things every day, right? We have to be practical. We don't have to. We can't be rigid.
Right.
Okay, so like I have said, those are the cheat days for us. But whenever we travel by road, I will carry small snacks like
Mm-hmm.
paratha and everything. And we have traveled up to 500 kilometer a day.
Wow.
Okay, so
Okay.
what I do, I will wake up and in the morning, I will make some parathas like aloo paratha or like
Right.
gobi paratha, those things. Okay, and I will carry it with myself,
Right.
and we will
Okay.
have the dry fruits and everything. And my son actually, he doesn't like to eat the nuts.
Okay.
He hates it.
It's with many kids, I'm sure. They don't want to chew it.
Yes, he hates it. Like, I'm lucky that he eats the raisins, but
Okay.
still, any kind of nuts you give him, and he will throw it.
All
Even
right.
pomegranate, he will
Okay.
just he will put it in the mouth if I insist, and he will
Uh-huh.
just gulp it down with water. He will not like chew it.
The same. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so what I do, I will carry the raisins and small biscuits and something. Like, I don't stick to that. Yes, my biscuits should be also be natural and anything. No, we can like, we have to give them because once my child would grow and he will move out of my house, and how would he cope? Because I have struggled when I went to Delhi. Okay,
Right.
because North Indian cuisine is so much full of spices and everything,
It's
right?
completely
And
different. Right. It's completely different.
completely different. And I couldn't eat for a long time.
Oh,
What I would
okay.
do, I would survive over potatoes and Maggies at
Okay.
that time.
Okay.
Okay, and gradually I have adopted myself to eat like. When I first ate pav bhaji, I was like, my throat was burned, and
Okay.
like
It
I
must be
was.
full of spices. Okay.
Yes,
Acha.
now it's one of my favorite foods, but still, when I first ate the pav bhaji, it was like, my God, what मैंने क्या खा लिया यहाँ पे? Okay.
Okay.
And I have told you that our chickens are also cooked with potatoes and vegetables.
Right.
So the
Right.
chicken in Delhi, it was like, I was staring at my chicken when it came.
It was
Like, it
rich
was so much,
with spices and flavors. Okay.
so much spices. So I don't want that scenario for my kid. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so we have given him best of the both worlds, and
Right.
that's how we are actually traveling. Also, we don't. Yes, we are living consciously, but it doesn't mean we have to do that every day,
Right.
even if we are out of our house. Okay,
Right.
so that. But I carry lots and lots of raisins every time, whenever, like, it's even if it's outside Assam or like within Assam, it will go. Okay, that's how I do. And for shorter distances, like, I will carry everything, as I have said, like from pressure cooker to rice, potatoes, and everything, because I know I can cook there. Or if I have like I ready everything, someone will cook it for me.
Right. So after listening, first of all, I'm really jealous of you that you get to go to those forest areas and everything. So next time I'm coming to Assam, you are taking me to these places. And right said that even I do follow this, that whenever we are going on long trips, I prefer carrying puris or parathas with me with jam or achar. So we are not always looking forward ki bahar se kuch kha le, because kids are growing that way only. Hum jo teach karenge, of course, they are learning from it. So agree that whatever is practically possible, carrying dry fruits, biscuits, or I think those homemade stuffs like makhanas, chana, peanuts, we can carry whatever is possible for us instead of just buying those chips packets from the market. I completely agree to this. Completely agree. So when we are talking about instilling some habits into our kids, and now that I know that we both are nature lovers, and we try our best to imbibe these values further to our kids, as well as I'm sure you're doing it for your students also. So lately, if you had seen, I have been making few reels with my child, trying to tell him in daily life that, okay, how to cut a polythene, or what brushes to use, or how we can reduce the use of straw. So these are few things which I'm trying to do. So can you share, as a like a teacher also, what can be some habits in our kids which we can imbibe? so they learn to embrace nature, live with it, and stay connected to it?
Okay, first of all, we don't use plastics in our day-to-day life.
Right.
Like for our utensils, we don't use plastics at all.
Right.
Okay, and you can say that that is our way of living, but we use a utensils made from a metal, bell metal. Okay, we call
Okay.
it ka.
Uh-huh.
Okay, like one of that one thal, it will
Mhm.
weigh like more than 400 grams. It's very
Okay.
heavy. We use it regularly every day. Okay, we don't use straws and anything like that in our home. And we don't actually drink processed juices also in our
Okay.
home. Okay, so
Nice.
whenever we want to have some juice and something, I will make it myself, and it will be
Okay.
served in glasses. So
Great.
there is no question of eating from a processed pack, or you
Right.
can just
From the
But
packed things.
yes, what we do, my child, he has to switch off any light that he is using once
Great.
his work is done. Okay,
Very
so he
nice.
is not allowed to keep the fan on, and like even if he has to go to the bathroom, he has to switch off the fan.
Very good.
So that is
Nice.
one thing that we practice very, and I'm very strict about it, because
Wow.
and I don't know how to say, but my child, he is 7 years old, but he has to wash his thal regularly.
That's really nice. That's really nice. That's really nice. This is how they will learn slowly, washing their glasses and washing their plates, putting their clothes into the at least bucket or dip it in the water. This is the small things, yes, of course, how we can teach them. That's really nice to know. So the 7-year-old is growing up in a great information which you are sharing with him. Okay.
And he has to fold his own clothes.
Wow.
Okay, I don't do that.
Nice.
And if possible, what we do, we don't send him tissues when he goes to school. Okay,
nice, very nice.
And everything, because tissues, these are some conscious things that we need to follow, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, tissues are really affordable, and they are just easy to use. But still, if yes, I can wash the rumal or washcloth every time,
Bilkul.
right? It's really visible in
right.
Being a wildlife biologist who has dedicated his life. Okay,
right.
So we need some things like he needs to know what is actually his father contributing to the society.
Absolutely.
Okay,
right.
so,
absolutely.
So if he wastes energy, it doesn't make a sense, right?
Right.
My husband is dedicated his life to the cause. He could have any like high paying job or comfortable job, but he has still chose this path, right?
Right.
So being his child, my son, he has to learn some way of life.
Absolutely.
And what we do is early risers, and we are like early to bed, and so that we can save the daylight, so that we can cut the consumption and everything.
Right.
So these are just choices that I have picked for my child, and he is really like he has never complained about it. Just I think he also thinks this is the way of life. This is the way of life.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is how, like, as a parent, as a mother, whatever we are teaching our kids, they will learn that way only. So it's our duty. If we are teaching him this way, they will get to know, okay, yahi hota hai. So that's nice that he is growing up this way, and nice to know. ये बहुत fancy word लग रहा है मुझे that your husband is. We'll come to this part later, but really nice to know. And listeners, it's not about that only if she is associated with nature or her husband is doing this. It is duty of all being mothers and parents, that it is our duty how we can teach our kids in small things, switching off the lights, washing your own thali or glass, or taking care of how energy can be saved. Yes, of course, like she said, ये जो कहावत है early to bed and early to rise, ये ऐसे ही बनी है because they wanted to concentrate on कि हम जितना ज़्यादा sunlight and daylight को use कर सके, rather than कि keeping the bulbs and tube lights on. Wow, this is nice. Okay, so now that we have learned about how you can instill habits to kids, tell me one thing that I have read one more of your book. The title is Pakghar Recipes from an Assamese Kitchen. And I even remember your article titled Guwahati Food Guide, What to Eat in India's Northeast. So this tells me that your love for food and passion for growing and natural farming products is coming since a long time. So, was there any incident or any happening that made you grow fond towards, like you said, okay, it's part of your life, but like writing on food or having this book or this bagger? So, was there any incident or something which made you turn towards writing this? How it all began? How did you came to this thing?
That is actually a complex question for me or any Northeastern people, because when we go to the mainland, okay, like, the other part of India, there will be people who are racist. Okay, it's a little bit of out of norm, but and it's controversial. But yes, I have called chinky in my life. And I was asked if I eat ghas foos for my diet, and I was also asked if I eat dog meat. Okay, and other part of those people, they would ask if I have a tea garden in my home. Okay. So I don't eat ghas foos, I don't eat dog meat, and I don't have a tea garden. Okay, and when I was married early in 2011. So at that time, I was fresh from university and have spent life in hostels outside of my home. Okay. So I, like, aside from basic cooking, I didn't know how to cook fancy items from Assamese. Okay. So what I did, I have just started blogging at the time in 2011. So I will search for Assamese recipes online. And there be none. There have been not a blog on Assamese way of cooking or Assamese food and those things. Right. There will be ample Bengali food blogs, and I love to read some of those blogs. Okay, I love reading their food history and their way of cooking and how they preserve food and everything. So I thought, if nobody is writing, why shouldn't I write those things? Okay. Right. So I started documenting our recipes, and like I had a food blog which was shut down in 2019, but Pakghar was written in 2017. And Pakghar means in Assamese. Yes, Pakghar. Right. So I have put all my recipes. That is not my best work, but still I'm like proud that I have written a cookbook, Assamese cookbook, where you can find simple recipes, both vegetarian and non-vegetarian. So that's where that incidents actually came, because when you put the culinary history map of India, there would be lots of books for other states, and they will ask, they will write long research articles and everything. But in Northeast, apart from some other states, they don't have a written history. All of the tribes, they have oral history. So most of their traditions are still in in the oral part of the history. Okay? So I thought, if I can document that, and if I can write the history and geography of food of Assam, so that's when I have started a geography of food. That's another food blog of mine. It's still in nascent stage. It's a 10 years project where I will be working, and I will write about the history and geography of food. Wow. So that is the incident that we didn't have much. Now there are ample YouTube, like lots of YouTube channels and blogs. Food bloggers and YouTube channels have come up. Right. Okay. So, but when I started, when I was a new bride, I didn't have one. So that was the incident, and I really wanted to make people know that yes, Northeast food is also Indian cuisine. Right. that is the motivation, because I have faced it a lots of time. Lots of time when I was traveling throughout North India. So that is the story behind my food writing.
Right. Nice. When you say the Spaghar, even in Maharashtra, the kitchen is called Swampaghar. So, okay, the Spaghar thing, yes, yeah, it's called Swampaghar. This is nice to know. And guys, of course, please do try and read her book. She has come up with really beautiful recipes, which I completely agree, even I am not much aware of. So you will get to know the Assamese cuisine through this book in detail. So this is really nice to know about your journey, Puspanjali, the food, the natural farming, organic thing. And जब से अभी हमने ये talk start किया है, जब से हम बात कर रहे हैं, of course we came to know the advantages of natural farming as an eco-friendly way of living. And what makes me come back to one thing is that you referred your husband as wildlife biologist. And what I have read that he is working towards Indian rhino conservation, right? So, उसके बारे में मुझे थोड़ा सा, please, we would love to know about this thing.
Okay, so my husband is a Dr. Deva Doctor, and he is a wildlife biologist working with WWF India. And he is the first Indian to have a doctorate degree in translocated rhinos. Translocated means it is like transferred from one protected areas to other. Wow. So I have to tell you a little details about the history of rhino conservation. So around 100 years ago, there were lots of places where rhinos were available, but due to social unrest or the political scenario or this insurgency, apart from two, three places, all the rhinos were wiped out. Okay, so Manas National Park, it has a rhino population of more than 100, but it was wiped out during the Boro agitation. Okay, so what government of India and other international conservation agencies did, they after the unrest was over and everything came back to normal, what they did, they decided that they would reintroduce rhinos in other parts where, like from the beginning there were rhinos, but now there were not a single species. So they translocated rhinos from Kaziranga National Park and Pabitra Wildlife Sanctuary. And Pabitra is a protected area where the highest density of rhinos are there in the world.
Okay. Wow.
So it's a small wildlife sanctuary, but there are lots and lots of rhinos are there. So, and they have translocated rhinos in, I think it was in 2008. They translocated 4 rhinos. Yes, 2 from Kaziranga, 2 from that place, Pabitra. Okay. So my husband was entrusted with the monitoring and patrolling of the translocated rhinos, and he has dedicated like 15 years after them.
Great.
Now, Manas has a thriving population of more than 50, and the translocated rhinos, they have given birth to calves. Wow. And they are well established. So while doing that monitoring and research, my husband decided to have his doctorate degree. So he applied and did that degree, and in 2018 he got his degree on that topic, and he became the first Indian to have a doctorate degree in translocated rhinos. Because rhinos are such a species is that it is really embroidered with our Assamese culture. Okay, so this is a part of our culture also, and we are really sensitive when it comes to rhino.
Right.
So my husband, he also has many talents, to be honest. I already say that he has a green thumb, and he loves to paint, he loves to do so many things, but his passion lies with the nature.
Wow.
And that's why he's a natural farmer, smallest scale farmer, but he still is a natural farmer. But and he has dedicated his life to the rhinos, because rhinos are poached regularly. They are endangered species, but what would save that species is that the constant research. So my husband, he has published research papers all over the world in scientific journals and for international agencies, and that's him.
Really, really nice to know. This is really huge to know. And listeners, I would just like to give a little brief that Dr. Deba Kumar Datta, as she said, is a wildlife biologist with a special interest in Indian rhino conservation. Also, as she mentioned, he is the first Indian to have a doctorate degree in translocated rhinos' behavior and habitat preferences. And he is currently working as landscape coordinator of WWF India. You can read various of his articles in newspapers as well as weather.com. And I would request in this show that Puspanjalee do try someday. I would love to talk to Dr. Deva also. And guys, keep waiting. I would love to have him on my podcast. This is really nice to know about him.
No, this is the winter season, right? This is the peak season for working. So I cannot tell you that he would come immediately. But yes, I have already told him.
To have such eminent personality, I can wait. I don't mind. So while we were talking about all these things, this reminds me, Puspanjali, of one FB video which caught my attention when I was scrolling through your profile. Since I'm a nature lover, I couldn't stop myself exploring it more. And it was on the occasion of Global Tiger Day. And it was about Manas National Park and reasons why you love Manas National Park. So guys, just for your info, that Manas National Park is a national park. It is a UNESCO Natural World Heritage Site, a Project Tiger Reserve, an Elephant Reserve, and the Biosphere Reserve in Assam. So, Puspanjali, tell me about your connection and association with it and how you feel today exploring it, because I really love that video and post of yours on it. So, tell me about your connect with Manas National Park.
Manas National Park is India's only conservation area with 5 conservation status. It's a wildlife sanctuary. It's a World Heritage Site, it's a national park, it's an elephant reserve, and it's a tiger reserve also. So nowhere in India you would find a place like Manas. And to be honest, I fell in love with Manas because it is like nearer to my hometown, but I have never visited Manas. I have visited when I was doing an internship. Okay. I was doing an internship for a organization called ETRI. It's a Bangalore-based organization. They had offices in Guwahati. So when I was studying, I was an intern there, research intern. Okay. So they were working on 2 natural World Heritage Sites in Assam, the Kaziranga National Park and Manas. So that's when I met my husband. It's not a love at first sight, but yes, we definitely, because for me, I was a student and he was an officer, so how could I go and like approach him? And so,
but there was a nature's connect. There was some, of course, we can say.
Manas, because he was working in Manas at the time also, and after marriage, he lived near to that place, near the national park. So most of my earlier memories after marriage was like that place is it's a kind of a home for us, because it has given so much fame, so much motivation, and he is dedicated to that place.
Absolutely.
And that place, actually, Manas was really destroyed during the social unrest in Assam due to the dedication of the forest staff and the local people. It has again regained, because it was a World Heritage Site in danger for I think 15 years. But after the translocated rhinos were established and the forest staff and the local people, they have improved the situation. It was removed from the endangered tag was removed, and it moved back to the World Heritage Site list again. So you can see that place is actually a symbol of revival for us. Okay.
Wow.
So how it's revived itself, how the people are so dedicated, not only the forester, that was their duty, but the local people. And my husband also works closely with the local people. They trained the local people so that their livelihood should be sustainable. They should rely less and less on the nature, so that they will not enter the jungle, they will not cut the woods, and they will preserve. So these fringe villagers, they are really like, they are simple people. They don't know the intricacies of the social ambience and
Right.
everything.
Right.
But what they have told my husband at some point, I think, before I have met them, sir, if you can provide us a sustainable livelihood,
Mm-hmm.
nobody of like, we can promise you that nobody from our village would go and enter the jungle to cut the woods or to harm the wild animals. And they have kept a promise since I have seen them. Okay, so for the last 15 years, nobody in this fringe villages
Mm-hmm.
near the national, they were involved in any kind of activities that would harm the nature, and they
Okay.
were really cooperative. And what I was amazed is that, along with my husband and other conservation agencies there, they have like they have completely transformed themselves. They are doing piggeries where they raise pigs, and they are
Mm-hmm.
doing. And one more thing that you and your listeners would love to know, that
Mm-hmm.
my has trained, not he himself, but his organization has trained more than 50 women culinary tourism. So when you
Okay.
come to Manas, you can go to their community center, and you can book a rural Assamese meal. They are from the Boro tribe, so you can book a Boro meal there, and it is totally from their own gardens, and they will cook in front of you. They will entertain
Lovely.
with the folk dance and everything. So
Wow.
it has like that program itself is a symbol that how the harmony between nature and the people can be obtained by doing some small
Right.
small works. So
Right.
Manas is like, it's really the symbol of revival, rejuvenation for us, and it is a place that we call our home. Although we
Uh-huh.
don't live there, but still I love to go back to Manas once or twice a year, and I would completely ditch my laptop, I will ditch my phone and everything, and I would
Anyone
sleep
would.
there.
Beautiful.
I will,
Beautiful.
I will not talk to anyone, nobody is there, like, allowed to disturb me there, and I will just indulge myself in the nature and the sounds actually. And it's a very beautiful,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
like,
I can completely agree because मैंने वो सब वीडियो को ही at least 6 से 7 बार देखा because I got engrossed with all the छोटे छोटे चीजें जो उसमें दिखाई थी, and of course I think I need to plan a trip towards Manas National Park rather than going anywhere else. I'm really jealous of you, Spanjali. Now I'm really jealous of you. But
please come, be my guest and just enjoy Manas.
right, right. So it's like, matlab, you are blessed. I really wish that, of course, the blessings stay with you for these things to carry forward with you, as well as your husband and your kiddo too. And as you mentioned, your mother-in-law. So you people are doing really great job, and it is really nice to know how wonderful and informative these small things can be. So, Puspanjali, it was really a very informative talk today with you, knowing about natural farming and even sharing it, how values can be given to our kids and future generations. So, guys, I think I felt really good today because I came to know other than the SEO side of Puspanjali. So, there is more and there is a deeper connect to nature. For her, which I think we can't find on her SEO blog or anywhere, but it is really, really lovely knowing all these things. And
Thank you so much.
and as we now know that natural farming gives practitioners not only an improved self-sufficiency, like we came to know how she told about this journey, and it's not mandatory that you need to have a bigger place or anything. You can manage in a small place also. I think you just need to have ki mujhe karna hai wala feel. So then only one can try and do. If we say ki okay nahi kar sakte, to we will never be able to start. But like, I really loved how you tell that your kiddo washes his thali, he can go to bathroom only. These are small things which, of course, we all mothers or parents, if we make it a habit, make it a compulsory habit, we will end up having a a more informed, more conscious, more sustainable future generation. And it is very nice feeling that I got today with knowing the essence of nature from you. So, मतलब ये SEO से बिल्कुल ही different आज पुष्पांजलि की side मुझे देखने को मिली, and I would love to visit you someday because इतना सब सुनने के बाद ना I can imagine those rhinos and how he must be working. His all hard work is there, and of course you are the biggest support, and you are also working on those lines, whatever is possible for you, and helping in all the ways at your home level. So, Puspanjali, it was so nice knowing all these things, and thanks to you for giving time to me. And
thank you actually for giving me the platform to speak about those things. I don't write or share this side much on my social media. Okay, so for me is a digital marketing tool for my courses and my books. So I don't actually share much about this personal life, but thanks to you, I have shared so much about my journey, and I actually love to talk about those things.
I can make out.
Yes, thank you so much for having me and sharing my journey with your listeners.
Thanks once again, Puspanjali. It was really nice knowing the green side of the SEO marketer, and I love this side more. And now I'm more curious visiting Assam and knowing all those things which you said, that how does all these natural things are part of the life. It is not that we have to put in an effort to use it, but they are part of it. And guys, you can see on Facebook or her Insta that her face says about that, how the natural farming has given a glow to Puspanjali. And of course, you can read more of her work on her site, puspanjali.com. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, Puspanjali. Listeners, that's all for today. Panchtat Tatwa Girl will be back with more kisse kahani, conversations and talks on eco-friendly, conscious and sustainable living. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye. Namaskar.